Alright, what's up you guys, it is Vendika coming at you with another video today for my Secret Society playlist or section, whatever you want to call it. I announced that I will be making one on my Twitter, so that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, so today we're gonna be talking about the Hellfire Club, and as you can see I'm not wearing my hoodie because it's extremely hot. But anyway, it's coming back to that time where it's almost back to school. That's fun. But yeah, so since that it's school is coming up, for me at least, probably I'm not gonna be posting as much. Probably every weekend I'll post one video. I'll try to do that because you guys gotta understand, I'm in school, Anyway, hope you guys enjoy. So the Hellfire Club. People have been spreading juicy rumors about the sensual indulgences and satanic rituals of the Hellfire Club since 1748. Of all the secret societies in the world, few arouse as many exotic erotic fantasy images as the Hellfire Club. If one has heard anything at all of the wicked going-ons at the old Medmenham Abbey on the West Wycombe Hill, one immediately visualizes wealthy and aristocratic English libertarians. Yeah, English, I don't know. Frolicking about the buxom ladies of ill repute and conducting blasphemous and obscene satanic rites. The infamous Hellfire Club was founded by Sir Francis Dashwood. He was born in 1708 and died 1781. But neither he nor any of its members ever called their gatherings by that name. Sir Francis named his merry group of revelers the Friars of St. Francis of Wycombe, the Monks of Menham, or the Order of Knights of the West Wycombe, none of which had quite the ring of the Hellfire Club. The name announced. Outsiders named it the Hellfire Club. Dashwood, son of a wealthy businessman, got his title by marrying into aristocracy. Quite civilly minded. For over 20 years, Sir Francis sat in the House of Commons as an MP and held the offices of Chancellor of the Exchequer, Postmaster General, and the Treasurer to King George III. While many this may seem like a resume of a rigid and conservative gentleman, as a privileged young man, Dashwood had gone on the grand tour of Europe, the rite of passage for sons of the idle rich. In Italy, he came to admire the classical architecture and mythology of the country, but at the same time he managed to develop a strong distaste for Roman Catholicism. Although, as one who would soon become one of the landed gentry, he seemed an unlikely prospect for recruitment into the Jacobite revolutionary movement. He did not become a member, then in short order joined the Rosicrucians. While staying in Florence, Dashwood met Prince Charles, pretender to the Scottish throne. Who had far-reaching associations with the Masonic and Neo-Templar secret societies. Quite probably under Prince Charles' sponsorship, Dashwood was initiated into the Masonic Lodge. In London, about 1938, Dashwood founded the Society of the Dilettanti, essentially a private club for hard drinking and womanizing of aristocracy. In 1746, he established the Order of the Knights of St. Francis, whose members initially met at the George and Vulture public house in Cornhill, in a room dominated by a large crystal globe encircled by an Ouroboros, a gold serpent with a tail in its mouth. In 1951, Dashwood leased as the headquarters for his Order of Medmenham Abbey, originally a 12th century monastery. I can't pronounce the first word, but Cistercian Cistercian monastery. It's my type of monastery. On his ancestral home at West Wycombe. He had stained glass windows bearing the motto, "Do as thou will," placed above the front door. His lifelong fascination with pagan gods and goddesses was architecturally expressed by designing of the west wing of the mansion as a replica of the classical temple to Bacchus, or the god of wine. To celebrate the temple's completion, Dashwood composed a pageant and employed actors to play fauns, satyrs, nymphs, and various gods and goddesses as the Hellfire friars dined. They were watched over by statues of the Freemasons' guardian of secrecy, Harpocrates, the Egyptian god of silence with his finger to his lips, and Gorn-Rana, the goddess of silence, indicated to the friars that nothing that was said or went on in the abbey was to be mentioned on the outside its walls. Dashwood was delighted to discover a prehistoric network of caves under the West Wycombe Hill, and he had had them enlarged to serve as an additional dens of iniquity. In ancient times, a pagan altar had existed on the hill, and the catacombs under the ground contained the pagan dead. Along with his instruction to excavate and enlarge the old caves, Dashwood ordered the construction of individual cells in the passageway for friars to dally with their female guests. An underground stream, dubbed the River Styx, had to be crossed to enter the inner sanctum, where black masses were held. As a young man in France, Dashwood had attended a black mass, indulging his curiosity about the subject. There was no real evidence that Dashwood would actually practice Satanism, but he loved conducting such rites to mock the Catholic Church. Local gossip, which became legends passed down for centuries, or for generations, had the Hellfire friars ferrying prostitutes down the Thames from London in barges to perform in Black Mass as nuns. The Black Masses, according to the old stories, were conducted over bodies of aristocrat ladies, as well as prostitutes. A number of scholars who had researched the Hellfire Club had concluded that the accounts of satanic black masses had been exaggerated over the years. Although the club may have included mock satanic rites as a prelude to indulgences, most of the friars of the Order of St. Francis were hearty and happy disciples of Bacchus and Venus, who gathered to celebrate their excesses of both drinking and other things. At heart, St. Francis Dashwood was a disciple of the ancient pagan mystery schools. It had been said that the members of the Hellfire Club include some of the wealthiest and most influential people in England. Long suspected members include the Earl of Sandwich, John Wilkes, MP of Aylesbury, the satirical artist William Hogarth, John Stuart, Earl of Bute, who in his later years was briefly the Prime Minister of England, the Marquis of Granby, the Prince of Wales, and very possibly Benjamin Franklin and Horace Walpole. That is it for today. It was kind of interesting, but yeah, so hope you guys have a good day, and as always, be good to your people. Bye.